Hey, how's it going? In this video, I'm going to give you a guide on how to hang out with your friends who have babies as a person that has no babies. And I understand there's levels to this. I would say I'm at a level 1 where all my friends who have babies between the ages of 1 and 3 ish. I'm sure it gets more complicated as you get older. I also don't know a lot of baby etiquette. Just want to throw that out there, so that's a big disclaimer. This is probably not really good advice. For example, one time my wife's friend came over with her baby, and they let me hold him, and I was like, "Oh wow, this baby's so cute," and I kissed him on the cheek. And then after they left, my wife was like, "Hey, you shouldn't do that," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess that's not something that people do." So, all right, when it comes to your friends having babies, it's very important to know that um, things are going to change, right? So here's a graph I made. I like making graphs. On the y-axis, we have fun. On the x-axis, we have age. So it's common to expect that as you get older, things just become less fun, right? So this is how I graph expectations. When babies come in the mix, it just accelerates how little fun things become. So your friends are living at this orange line, which is the reality, and then you're living at this blue line, which is the expectation. And the gap between the blue and the orange line is going to be disappointment. So the faster you can realize you should be on this orange line, and the faster you can accept hanging out with your friends and being okay with it. Just to throw that out there, the relationship that you have with your friend prior to them having a baby is completely gone. That's not going to happen again. That's over. So get used to this new reality, and you'll be just okay. So, can you party with your friends anymore? Obviously, that's a no because they have a baby. Doing drugs, is that going to be possible? Definitely not because they have a baby. But what about things like, can you play board games with your friends? A very calm board game, that's not going to be possible either. What about having just simple conversations while they have a baby? That's also not going to be possible. So I'm just setting expectations for you. This is what it's going to be like to hang out with your friends. And also, you should probably realize that stuff you say around your friends and their babies become progressively more important because they can pick up on stuff. I typically have this habit where I like to voice inanimate objects or, talk to like dogs and stuff. One time, this baby was at my house and was being loud, and I just like out of habit shushed her because I always shush their dogs. And then I didn't realize she could understand me, and I looked over and she had this like shocked face, and I felt really bad about it afterwards. And then one time, there's this other baby, or it's not the same baby actually. She was like biting her dad, and I just encouraged it because it was kind of funny. And then she listened to me, and she kept doing it, and then she got in trouble, and I felt bad about that as well. So stuff you say matters now. This is probably common advice, but it's hard to realize at what point these babies become cognizant of what you're saying, right? So that's important to look out for. Another thing I would say, as a rule of thumb, don't invite babies to your house. It is just nuts. It's crazy. Babies don't have any social etiquette, and honestly, it's pretty hard for parents to manage them because they're pretty nuts. I have a house where you have a lot of weird stuff in it. I don't know about weird. Oh, a good example is like you see in the corner here. I have like this pottery thing with some like sweet looking thing hanging out of it, or that's like the stuff I have in my house. I don't decorate it. My wife does. I would say aesthetically it looks nice. Logically, it doesn't make any sense. Anyways, yeah, babies will just fuck that shit up. So just keep in mind, if you want to have nice things in your house, don't have babies over. Also, I've come to realize that after the first birthday party, you probably don't need to go to any more birthday parties. Number one is because as a adult with no babies at a baby's birthday party, it's really, 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 really boring. And number two is the person that's planning the birthday party for their baby probably don't care if you're there or not. And they're probably worried about keeping you entertained at this baby's birthday party. And that's just another thing they have to worry about. Most likely, your friends has different baby friends now, and they'll go to the party and they'll entertain. They'll be entertained because they have babies that are doing the activities. So, in conclusion, the faster you accept that hanging out with your friends will no longer be fun at this standard of expectation, the easier it will be to have fun once you lower the expectations and be like, all right, I'm just gonna hang out with my friends, or sit around and listen to yelling for 2 hours and then leave. And that's how you hang out with your friends that have babies.